defense check all the boxes in game one?
We still got a long way to go. I mean, we're still developing. I'll say this about the performance. We played hard, which is always the first step. We played together. We stayed in the game. I think sometimes it's easy when you get a lead to relax a little bit. I don't think our leaders were letting that happen. And so we checked all the boxes for week one, but we're certainly far from a finished product.
Do you feel like you kind of showcase the depth that's available?
Yeah, I mean, it was interesting, some of the guys not being able to play, that, a guy like VJ Payne gets a start, and a guy like Kendre Steiger plays a whole bunch, and a guy like, Jake Clifton, Jacob Harris, some of these young guys. It was awesome to get those guys as much playing time as we did.
Do you have an update on Sean Robinson, on Josh Hayes?
It's going to be game time, probably, thought process with both of them.
And TJ Smith?
I think TJ will be available for us. He's been practicing all week, so excited about having him back.
How do you feel about the secondary's performance as a whole on Saturday?
I thought, for the older guys, I thought that have some experience, I thought they were sensational. I thought they did a great job. Some of the younger guys, I think, just getting used to that game speed was an adjustment, and will be, until they get some more snaps under their belt. But I thought they communicated well. I thought we did a nice job for the most part, again, with the older guys tracking the football and tackling. Younger guys maybe got a little work to do in that area yet, but I was really happy with the performance overall.
Checking all the boxes you're looking for in week one, aside from improving tackling and tracking the ball. What kind of improvements are you looking for in week two?
Well, this is going to be a different animal this week. For starters, and this has been the biggest challenge with all these new guys. And I'm not just talking about freshmen. I'm talking about transfers and stuff that are coming in here. We don't have 8 days or whatever to prepare for this team. We've got 3, and so getting those adjustments and getting those things in that amount of time is a challenge in and of itself. The speed is going to be different, I think, than what we saw last week. Different animals, different plays, than what we saw last week in concepts and formations, and that's just getting those adjustments, I think, is going to be the biggest thing.
As a defensive coach, how do you prepare for a group of skill position players that might be faster, like you said there?
We just take off running backwards as soon as that ball is snapped. The biggest challenge is just getting our guys to stay in their technique. When you've got guys that can run and push up on your toes with some speed, the natural tendency is going to be getting guys to, start to play a little bit softer and easier, and that's absolutely what we don't want to do. We want these guys to trust their technique, and we've seen speed before, and we'll handle it. Again, there's a new group of guys that hadn't played a lot of snaps at this level. And so it'll be an adjustment period for those guys, and that's why I'm just trying to get those guys to trust what they've been taught and play with technique.
Missouri showed a lot of 3 wide receiver, 4 wide receiver, use them empty. What kind of, I don't want to say pressure, but challenge does that present to you as well as some of those younger cornerbacks?
Yeah, they got formations for days, and I think they're gonna do a lot of those things to try to create confusion with us and to try to create in man situations, try to create some picks and some mismatches, and they're also going to use formations to try to dictate what we're going to be in. They may get unbalanced because we're going to be in this versus unbalanced or whatever, and it's just communication, I think, is going to be the biggest thing, and we've been doing putting a lot of emphasis on that and getting better at that across the board.
30 snaps for Duke. Are you kind of close to being able to cut him loose?
I think so. Yeah, he's getting more comfortable. He's no different than a new guy because he's playing a new spot. And so played about what we thought and hoped that he would play, and he looked fine doing it. We didn't get any extended long series though, really, defensively until that last one. So, to say he's going to be out there for 8, 9 in a row, I don't know that if he's ready for that yet. Maybe. But we got Des Purnell some quality snaps, got some other guys some quality snaps that we could throw in there and not skip a beat.
You emphasize, think about where Luther Burton is often, because obviously they want to get him the ball in a lot of different ways.
Yeah, in one game it's tough to say he's going to be here or there. I think they did a nice job of moving him around and being creative with that. it's hard to say, but you bet we're going to know where he's at.
Speaking of that, with Cook, the starter, he played some against Georgia last year. Bowl game in the opener. If he's got enough on tape to really gauge what he's all
Yeah,
about.
he's a good player. The thing that scares me about him is I think he throws the ball well, but I think the other scary thing is him extending plays with his legs. I think they're going to use him a little bit in the run game. Wouldn't surprise me if they were doing some read stuff with him, and just because he can really run. He looks like he's got tremendous speed on tape, and then just his ability to keep plays going in the pocket. If we're not if we're getting things covered down, his escapability in the pocket, again, when you're playing with guys that have speed and guys that push things down the field, and you're going to match that up somehow in the secondary, and that's going to put a lot of heat on our front and on our linebackers to keep Brady Cook corralled, if he does get out of there.
Felt like, as far as you guys were concerned, the first quarter and a half really was the main unit on the defensive side, and then you started to rotate some more guys in with that first group. Is that kind of how you anticipate the season going, this week going?
Yeah. My philosophy's always been, if you're ready to play, we're going to play you. And I don't like having one guy play 65 snaps and another guy play 5. If all things being equal, we'd like to keep things equal. Now, all things aren't always equal. There's some times where there is a drop off between one guy and another, and that kind of balance might happen. But as we get further, these roles change. Some guys might be overperforming what we thought they were doing early. Some guys might be underperforming, and so the snap count that you're seeing in game one is a fluctuating thing.
That kind of a very running attack, like 9 different guys ran the ball in that first game. What kind of goes into preparing and kind of predicting?
Well, they're going to run the football. I mean, that's their identity. I think that's what they want to do, and I think that sets up a lot of the gadgets and a lot of the things that they do off of that to get explosive plays. I mean, they're going to, it starts with their run game, and I think they're really good at it. I think they come off the ball well on the O-line. I think they got some backs that can hit it. I think they've got good schemes, and so it starts with us stopping the run.
What do you feel of Kobe Savage and his performance on Saturday?
Kobe's like a bullet, man. I was just trying to get out of his way as he was running towards me. He did a nice job. He did about what I expected him to do. I think he's going to be the type of guy that's always going to play hard. He's always going to be locked in. He's always going to play with a bunch of intensity. And I think the more comfortable he gets now, he's going to be better and better each week.
Any concern? It looked like all of his hits were clean, but I can see a
It's
flag
always a
coming out.
concern, yeah. The first one was right in front of me, and it was the most violent thing I'd ever seen. And I just, I looked up at the replay, and he clearly hit him, in the target zone. We talk about that a lot, and we try not to make it even close. I mean, I don't, they say, below the neck, and I don't even want them that high. I don't want it to be anywhere near it. And we talk all the time about seeing what you hit, and I think. We've got some guys that are, that sometimes get on the tattered edge of that. And so the more we can just see what we hit and get our target zone low, I think we're going to be okay.
Did Drake Cheatham fit into that jack role?
He did a nice job. He didn't get as much action, didn't get tested as much. I think and he's just a super intelligent kid, and, sometimes maybe overly so, thinking about stuff and instead of just cutting it loose. But I thought the compliment of Drake with Sincere Mason was great last week.
We talked a little bit on Monday about how much they use stretch plays and counters. How important is it to set an edge with edge rushers and then also contain quarterback runs, like you said?
Yeah, I mean, that's just keeping gap integrity and keeping being sound with our eyes and stuff in the run game, and using our hands and keeping ourselves alive and staying off the ground. Those are going to be that's the key to the game.